Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome back once again to the EdWord. I'm your host Eddie, and in today's video I will be discussing what I thought of that wonderful, exciting, and emotional episode we got a few days ago for Creature Commandos. Oh my goodness, what an episode that was. Now, before I get into all of that, please be warned, this is a spoiler-filled review. So if you're not caught up on Creature Commandos by the latest episode, which is episode 4 of season 1, you do not want to keep watching or listening to this review, as I will be discussing spoilers, plot details, character stuff, all that jazz. That being said, you have been warned. Let's dive right back into it. First and foremost, wow, what an episode that was. I mean, it was emotional, it was funny, it had some exciting moments, or an exciting fight between Eric Frankenstein and Rick Flag Sr. That was pretty cool. I like how they cleared the air and formed an alliance at the end of it. But I also love the bonding, the blossoming friendship between Nina and the bride was pretty cool, like how the bride defended her in prison. And then this episode did a good job reminding us of just how quickly Waller can change or switch allegiances as long as it suits her fancy, or if she thinks it's in the best interest of the United States government or the free world. So she's like, yeah, you guys got to get back there and kill the princess. No questions asked. Just go there, assassinate the princess. Of course, Flag isn't down for that because he loves her. So that would be interesting to see what kind of conflict this brings to the team. Especially with Eric Frankenstein now finally entering the picture. But now we get to the second part, the overarching storyline of this episode, Weasel's backstory. So all we really knew, or I should say all I really knew about Weasel, is that he was this humanoid mammal-type predator that first appeared in The Suicide Squad and then was seemingly killed off right away in the very beginning when we thought he drowned. But then as we saw in the post-credit scene, he was alive and found his way and coughed up some water and made his way into the jungles of Corto Maltese, was obviously recaptured, brought back to Belle Reve, and now is part of the Creature Commandos. And the only little backstory we got for him was when Rick Flag Jr. talked about how he killed 27 children. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what? Well, it turns out he didn't kill anybody at all. They thought he killed 8 children, but as we saw in this episode, he desperately tried to save all of them. He focused on the one girl, the one who was like nicest to him. I mean, all those kids were nice to him, but the little blonde girl seemed the nicest to him, and she was the one who was most accessible in terms of saving in the school fire. But unfortunately, it was just one tragic occurrence after another. The janitor panicking, thinking he was hurting the kids, taking a gun at him, the matches lighting up the gas in the boiler room, the fire breaking out in the school, the kids coughing to death and then burning subsequently, and then Weasel looking like the evil perpetrator that the cops thought he was when they caught him trying to drag the kids to safety. Weasel might be the one and only innocent inmate in Belle Reve, or at least amongst the non-human cells. So, and of course, because he can't talk, nobody knows his sad story. He can't defend himself, which makes it a doubly tragic. He doesn't talk, he can't speak, and he has no way of defending himself. And I also like that the lawyer was played by Linda Cardellini, a frequent James Gunn collaborator, a lawyer who is all for human rights, even though Weasel ain't quite human, and she gave them the name John Doe, which I thought was pretty funny. But God, what a heartbreaking episode this was for Weasel. I mean, everything else was great too. The stuff with Cersei and Waller, Flag and Eric Frankenstein, the bride and Nina, everything else was great too. But Weasel's backstory was really well done and so very sad. Very sad. Like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 sad, if you know what I mean. But goddamn, well done to James Gunn for giving such emotional depth to such an obscure, weird character like Weasel, and a tragic backstory like that. It it only makes him all the more of an interesting character in my eyes. And hopefully Weasel survives the first season of Creature Commandos and appears in other DCU projects, films, and shows in the future, but only time will tell. But damn, what an episode this was. So good. It had a little bit of everything, like I said. I am really loving this show, and I absolutely cannot wait to see what the next episode has in store for us. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching this episode review. I hope you enjoyed this episode as much as I did. What did you think of it? I'd love to hear your thoughts and feelings on it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day and a great holiday if I don't see you. Creature Commandos continues to drop new episodes every Thursday on Max. Have a great one, everybody, and of course, until next time, may the Force be with you.